Going to now do a flash game on this piece of crap computer. It's actually a nettop and it's actually the worst thing ever. It's boiling the hard drive. This thing has actually gotten up to 61 degrees before. I cannot really check because this is Windows XP. It's getting Windows 10 LTSC. But the lag. The lag. The lag is intense. Like, you cannot even beat the game in time. Like, this thing's boiling itself. And even with simple web browsing, this thing has a struggle for a net top. This is actually the worst computer ever. It has just reached 100 degrees. Ignore the dash, that's just a motherboard error. Probably a BIOS error or something. But I've never had a computer this terrible. This is already the only three flash games I've downloaded on it, and I'm not going to hunt for other ones. It's 1.6 gigahertz, single core. It's weaker than my Acer laptop, but yet it uses less RAM and it has like 2 gigs of RAM. I upgraded it to 2 gigs because I felt like that needed to be done. Because without upgrades, this thing would have had 1 gig of RAM, would not be enough for modern browsing. All of them have 1 gig of RAM, and let me tell you, this thing is a piece of crap. Flash games, nope. You have to set the quality to low to even get decent frame rates. It is actually stabilizing, which is actually good, but it will just climb up higher and higher and higher. I had to replace the battery, realized it wasn't a socketed, so I made a socket for it from a broken multimeter. And I managed to squeeze it in by the RAM. It's got no fan, which is a really bad design decision. The color just made it a little bit bigger and added a fan like my think center because it gets so hot. Even at idle, this thing's just boiling itself. The hard drive has reached 56 now. Eventually, this thing will just throttle down to like half the clock speed, so 800 megahertz. And it will stay like that until you shut it down and let it cool down. Then it will come back up to 1.6. It's even worse then. So I'm gonna let this run for a little bit longer.